Good morning, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Get ready with me for school. Today I actually decided to do all my skincare and like primer and stuff off camera because it made it go a little bit faster. So now I have more time to do makeup. So that's a blessing. So I guess I should give you guys a recap of yesterday. Not much happened, honestly. I'm telling you guys, my classes are probably going to be pretty uneventful for a while. And school's probably going to be uneventful for a while. Because we just don't have much going on right now. But, as soon as, like, something interesting happens, or, like, we have a spirit day or something, I'll, like, let you guys know. Because, like, that'll be something fun to talk about. But yeah, I do have some things I can talk about today, and then I think I'm probably gonna recap on something that I was talking about yesterday. So, I think I know, like, what our first song is in guitar. It's, like, this Bob Marley song called Three Little Birds. I've never heard it yet. Like, I haven't heard it yet. Well, I've never heard it, and then I haven't heard it yet, so probably, like, before we, actually play it, I'll probably, like, learn it, or not learn it, but like hear it just to get a feel for what the song actually sounds like, and what it, I guess, should sound like. I don't listen to a lot of Bob Marley. I don't think I've heard anything by Bob Marley. Actually, that's probably a lie. I probably have. But I'm not a regular listener. So then, also in choir yesterday, we started doing the process of like figuring out what like what your voice type is and what your vocal range is. And so I was one of the few groups to go. We had like 5 groups, so I don't actually know how many of us went yesterday, because I know 2 of us did. Like 2 groups did, but I have no idea about the other 3, so I don't know how many we're doing today. But I do know that I have a higher range than I did last year, because last year was my first year of taking choir, even though you can take it all 4 years. Like, even though you can take it all 4 years, if you have other electives you want to do, chances are your freshman and sophomore year, like, you're gonna end up doing those ones rather than, like, something else, because you just don't have as many electives. So, I didn't take choir until my junior year, and then now it's my senior year, so last year of choir, actually really sad, but yeah, so I just thought that was really cool. I don't really know what that means. I guess that means, like, I have higher notes now that I can, like, access, even though I tend to go lower. So, yeah, I can sing with either the altos or the tenors. And then my teacher asked me, like, if I had any preference. And I was like, I honestly don't. So, I'm gonna go wherever I'm needed. And I honestly think that that's really cool to be a type of singer that can just, like, be anywhere. Like, wherever you're needed. Because then I feel like it makes also, like, kind of helps the choir out a little bit, because like if you are lacking in like tenors, which I know that sometimes with choirs, at least with our choir, we were kind of lacking in tenors. We had baritones and original like basses, and so like it became like a bass baritone thing where like the tenor part and the was sometimes done by both, or like the bass part was kind of done by both, because we didn't have as many. So it's nice to be able to kind of go back and forth for whatever's needed. So that was pretty much all that school really did. Like there wasn't like a lot going on. Again, because it is like the first day it's the first week of school. So there isn't like a ton going on right now. But again, yeah, when more happens, I will like let you guys know. So I think we're gonna like switch topics. So I started talking about like Drake and Josh yesterday, which I don't really know how it was prompted. Oh wait, yeah, it was. Okay, because we were like talking about our summers, and the only thing that was like interesting that I did was I went to go see Drake Bell in concert. By the way, I also have a story of like why short girls don't go to standing concerts. So if y'all want to hear that, let me know. I'll probably tell it anyway because there's not a lot going on in school. So I'll probably like do that tomorrow or Thursday. But yeah. So we're probably gonna start talking about Drake and Josh. So I think I said in my Get Ready With Me yesterday that I started watching it over the summer, which is not entirely true. I started watching it like a little bit before like the end of the school year. So I started watching it like a little bit before school ended because like we weren't doing much in our classes anymore, and especially in this one class, child development, which I had last year, we weren't really doing much by the end of the year. And so since we're like in a class for like an hour and 20 minutes every day, any assignment we had was like getting done pretty early on in the class period, so I didn't really have anything else to do. And so I would just like go on my Chromebook, because it's like my personal Chromebook, and just like start watching Drake and Josh, because I watched like over because I remember watching a little bit of it back in like Lord, I don't really know when, like maybe like 2016-ish, 2017-ish. I don't really know when it stopped airing on as reruns. Let me check on that actually. Okay, so I just asked my Google, and oh, this song is so good. It's so good. Anyway, but reruns apparently ran until 2022, so I don't know what happened in 2022. Contract ended? I don't know. Apparently reruns were running on Nick until 2022, so I don't know what happened in 2022, but yeah. But I remember watching like a rerun or two in like, I want to say 2016 or something like that. I'll come back in a second. So I remember watching like a rerun or two like in 2016, I think, probably, because I wasn't a huge Nickelodeon kid, but sometimes I would watch like Nickelodeon with like my cousins, I think, or it would just be on, because I used to watch Disney XD with them, so I used to watch shows like Kickin' It and like, okay, mainly, it was just Kickin' It mainly, but we used to watch those like shows and stuff like that, so we used to, I'm pretty sure Nickelodeon would also somehow end up in our like list of things that we watch, because I remember seeing Game Shakers with them like occasionally, which is a really interesting show, honestly. Like I remember it being on, maybe it was just like in the background, but it was on. So I remember seeing a little bit, very little bit of like Drake and Josh. I think I remember the pilot, honestly, which sounds weird, but I kind of remember Josh as Miss Nancy. I remember the room, but I don't really remember anything else. So I don't really know what I actually saw, or if I'm just having like a Mandela effect of like thinking I watched Drake and Josh, but I really didn't, which would be weird, but it's possible. So then I basically started. So basically in those classes I started watching Drake and Josh for like the first time basically, and it's interesting. I'm gonna say that. Like, it's a good show. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's a pretty good show. But like it's interesting because I've heard about certain episodes, and so like I look out for those episodes when I'm like watching the show, and like I've seen like a good chunk of the episodes where people are like, oh my god, I remember this one, or oh my gosh, I remember that one, and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, okay. So like some episodes are like famous, and then some are like infamous. I don't know if anyone else has like seen the documentary Quiet on Set. I probably shouldn't have seen it, honestly, but I did. Like, so yeah, that's actually how I kind of really remember. Well, okay, see, the weird thing is like I was talking about this the other day, where it's like, I don't know how, like, who I actually know, because I feel like the names Drake Bell and Josh Peck meant something to me, even though I didn't, like, grow up with them. So I know you're probably like, Zoe, what on earth are you talking about? But I mean, like, when I heard the name, like, Drake Bell, or saw it, like it, hold on. Like, there were articles that were coming out before Quiet on Set actually, like, was released. Like, not very long before, like, maybe, like, a week or two. Well, it must have been further, because the Boy Meets World podcast made, like, a statement in, like, February. So, it must have been sooner. But I only saw something, I think, in March, which was, like, right before the doc aired, saying that, like, Drake Bell was gonna be the child star coming forward. And for some reason, I looked at that name and I was like, I know this name. Don't know why I know this name, but I do. And I was like, I still don't know to this day why I know that name. I kind of think I know why I know Josh Peck, because I was watching, like, so I was watching, Well, go M.I.A. Sorry, this song is so good. So I used to watch, like, Fuller House, and I used to watch Full House a little bit. And so I think I knew John Stamos, and because John Stamos is friends with Josh Peck, I think maybe that's how I really knew him. I have honestly no clue. But that's cute. So then, where's I going with this? I actually have no idea where I was going with this, for the record. Hold on. Oh, okay. So, I started watching Drake and Josh, but I really wanted to see it, because I kind of had, like, a faint memory of, like, when I watched Quiet on Set, I had, like, a faint memory of, like, knowing what Drake and Josh was, and knowing, like, the show, and I really actually wanted to see it, and that's why I started watching it. But, yeah. So yeah, I had, like, a faint memory of, like, the show, and so I actually wanted to see it. I know that, like, nothing happened during Drake and Josh, because I know, like, someone seeing this is probably gonna be like, well, Zoe, like, nothing happened during Drake and Josh, and it's like, I get that, but, like, if anyone has watched Quiet on Set and then come back to Drake and Josh, there are some scenes that just feel, Like, I think I did say that in my Get Ready With Me yesterday. I was like, they just feel Like, because if you watch the documentary, you know that, like, Dan knew something. I don't know what exactly he knew, but he knew something. Because he was like the only person from Nickelodeon that even, like, reached out to Drake in the first place. So he knew something. The extent to what exactly Dan knew is unclear. Like, no one actually knows for sure what he knew. And so, I guess that's why we can be like, yeah, we have no idea what he actually knew. And so, because of that, I don't know if that absolves him of blame or puts more blame on him, because, like I said, there's some scenes in Drake and Josh that are just like, why would you put that in there if you knew even 1% of what this kid had been through? But yeah, but it's like, it's not a bad show. Like, it's actually really good, and I know that, like, Drake Bell has done nothing but talk highly of Drake and Josh. But just some scenes don't feel right. And then it's not even just that. It's just like, so I had a wake-up call the other day, because I was reading something, I think, and someone made a comment basically comparing, so I started watching How I Met Your Mother over the summer, and someone was comparing Drake Parker to Barney Stinson, and basically saying Drake Parker was a watered-down version of Barney Stinson. And I was like, oh my gosh, I see it. But that's not a good thing. Like, I think the only thing that differentiates, like, Barney from Drake is the fact that Drake and Josh is a kid's show, and so the furthest that, like, they've gone in a kid's show was, like, making out. And so, like, Drake's, like, making out with a new girl every episode, like, much like how Barney's with a new girl every episode. So, yeah, that's not a good thing. And so, another thing that I noticed, and this is ironic that Drake Bell is also playing right now, but I noticed that, I don't know, some people might argue with this, and so if anyone's seen this and watched Drake and Josh, someone can argue with me, and I'll be open to it. But Drake Bell was, like, really hypersexualized in Drake and Josh. Like, really hypersexualized. And again, like, my wake-up call was that one thing I saw where it said that, like, it was comparing Drake to Barney. And I was like, yeah, I see it, but that's not a good thing. Like, and there was, like, I think, another thing, there was a line, and I'm trying to quote it, like, from the fandom. I don't know what episode it's in, and I don't remember what the woman's name was, but we're just gonna make up a name here. So, it was like, I missed someone, I'm gonna say so-and-so. This was taken directly from the fandom Wikipedia, and it was like, I missed so-and-so, so I started making out with her sister. Like, who has a kid saying that in the thing? It's just like, what the heck is this? I was very, like, what on earth am I watching? Like, seeing these little, like, scenes, and it's like, he looks, no, he doesn't, like, the thing is, it's like, it's not hypersexualization by, like, typical, like, standards, which is, like, outward appearance, like, clothing-wise, but it's personality outward experience, like, how the character, like, presents themselves. I don't know if that made sense, but, like, just in the fact that, like, he's with a new woman, like, every episode, he's with a new character every episode, practically, he's always, like, making out with someone, always, like, it's just, like, that's his only thing. Which is not a bad thing. Like, if you want to make that your character's only spiel, go ahead and do that. But it's just like, it feels weird. And I'm fully prepared for someone to tell me that I'm, like, overreacting and that it's not that big of a deal. And you could tell me I'm overreacting and it's not that big of a deal, and I would believe you. But to me, it just, like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. So, I don't know. If anyone else has seen Drake and Josh recently, let me know if any of those scenes felt weird. But it is a funny show. And it's like, I feel like I keep going back and forth between, like, wanting to laugh and, like, not wanting to laugh, which is probably gonna sound really weird. And I'll explain it. Setting spray. So, I keep going back and forth between wanting to laugh and not wanting to laugh because of the fact that, like, it's a funny show. Like, I'll give it that, it is a funny show. But, and I know that, like, excuse me, give me a second. Second setting spray. And I know it's technically not a bad show, in the sense, because nothing really bad actually happened in Drake and Josh. So, like, if I laugh at the scenes, like, it's not bad. Like, it's, like, dumb comedy, if I had to describe it anyway. It's really dumb comedy. Like, I think if anyone had to describe Drake and Josh, it'd be, like, dumb comedy. But, like, I think that's what makes it, like, so good. You know what I mean? Like, it is that kind of dumb comedy. Which is, I think, why some people don't like Josh is Done. Because it just, like, it's too real. Like, there's no dumb comedy in Josh is Done. It's pretty realistic. Okay, while the rest of the setting spray dries, I'm gonna do my lips. And so, where was I going with this? So, yeah, like, it's not a bad show. I'll come back. And then, so then, like, again, it's not a bad show. Again, stream this song. It's so good, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna do lashes off camera and I'll be right back. One eye done, one eye to go. Okay, and here's the final product. Oh my gosh. Okay, so basically, yeah, anyway, as I was saying, it is dumb comedy, but it's like, it's good dumb comedy. And I'll probably talk more about Drake and Josh tomorrow. But I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, have a blessed day, and I love you all.